Hello, my name is Reverend Dr. Yvonne Connor, and I'd like to tell you about a new memoir that's called The Forgiveness Project. And when this project is completely finished, we'll have the memoir, which was recently published, called Reclaiming My Narrative. We will have a book of poetry and a story, a fiction story. Now, all three works will be nestled under the covering of the Forgiveness Project. And what I'd like to tell you about today is the 5 companion Bible study series that's available. The presentation launches the creation of the series of 5 Bible studies that are now available, and they align with this memoir, Reclaiming My Narrative. The Bible discussions uses excerpts from the book, the memoir, to support these 5 topics. Now, the first topic is called a complex encounter. This particular topic is nestled in a visit that our memoirist, Mika, had with her father the first time she met him. She was 9 years old, and she skips into this room where her father's sitting. She's visiting her grandmother, and she calls him Daddy. And he turns to her and says, "That's what your mama says." Well, that set her heart pondering. And this particular study is based on Genesis chapter 25 through chapter 27, where we have Isaac, Jacob, and Esau, and we learn about the precious words of a father to his offspring. The next study from her early memories talks about how she was filled with negative commentary about herself and also her mother. And it mainly came from family members. And what we learned during the research for this particular chapter is Dr. Brene Brown says, what do we need to know and understand in order to become resilient to shame? Mika helps us answer that question when we have to deal with the voices of naysayers throughout much of our childhood. The next topic we touch upon in this study is called About Mama. And what we find out here, one, Mika is reminded in this Bible study that God selects our parents. And it answers certain questions as it's answering questions about Mika's life as a child. It is reminding her about what her mother must have felt, because she is starting to understand that her mother wasn't in a place where she was filled with love and support from her family. Our memoirs uses her own academic exposure to really start examining her journey to adulthood and the exposure that she's had to pain. Um, At this point in her adult life, she begins to embrace Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And as a result of that, she sets goals for herself and she becomes more inspired. And the power of forgiveness actually helps shape her adult life. She starts liking herself, and most of all, she becomes a better parent. Now, again, this book is available at Westbow Press, and it's also available on Amazon. So please take time to get your copy and then request the 5-part Bible study that is now ready for publishing. This final Bible study has been completed for your use, and all 5 of them that we've talked about. This is the 5th, Cultivating Knowledge from Life's Experiences. We learn about the wisdom of pushing through. The Memoir invites us to another book that's called The Rewired Brain. And here we learn how she starts to deal with shame um, in a way where she starts rethinking and being thankful for the experience that she has had. God has really taken her through numerous experiences, and the one time they seem to be negative, but they have empowered her and they're leading her to a healing process. And that process is anchored in her ability to forgive. Bye now.